Okay, let's go on to NFL games. Got a couple of games on Sunday to look at. I'll start with this Ravens-Bengals rivalry game in the NFC North battle for first place. Got the Bengals opening 2.5, now down to 1, total of 46. We've had 67% of the money, early money, come in on the Ravens, and it's kind of a game where how the mighty have fallen. The Bengals started off 3-0, but they haven't won since. The defense has completely imploded. Meanwhile, the Ravens, since losing that opener to this Cincinnati team, boy, have they been on a roll. That was a 23-16 Cincinnati win at Baltimore. So Harvard, we have a revenge spot here after the opener, but two teams going in different directions.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a difficult game because you know what? The average guy is going to sit there and say, Baltimore's on a roll, let's get on them. And like you said, John, the line has shown that they're already attacking and I don't think that's smart money because it's not been bought back yet or anything like that. Cincinnati last year, I thought they were one of the best defenses around. Where did they go? My gosh, 2014 changes that much. They're number 30 against the run. They're number 24 against the pass. They won week 1, so you're right about the revenge. They won 23-16. But you know what? Baltimore out-edged them 423-380. But they had 2 key turnovers, and that's not going to get it done. In fact, after Baltimore had the lead, I think A.J. Green, he won it with a 77-yard touchdown catch, but he's hurting. I think that whole team is ineffective. Dalton, 6 touchdowns. That's not a Dalton, 3 interceptions, 5 sacks. The defense, look at the defense. In the last 3 games, they've given up 97 points. Who are these guys? So here's my question. Get out the wheelbarrow and the shovel because Vegas doesn't give away free money. The rule of thumb is if you walk up to the window when you make a sports bet in the NFL, this isn't college or basketball or anything like that, but if it makes you want to throw up, you're on the right side. Well, it makes me want to throw up to have to go and bet Cincinnati. The way, as bad as they're playing, as bad as they've looked, there's no reason to even bet on them until they turn things around. Baltimore, 5-1 since week 1. They're playing great. Who am I taking? Contrarian. I'm going with Cincinnati. I like the fact that the public is already betting on Baltimore. The line has come down from 2.5 to 1.5. Who knows? Maybe it'll go down to 1. But I'm not falling for that. Let's jump on Baltimore because they've been winning and Cincinnati's been losing. I'm taking Cincinnati. Something's going to change. I got that feeling after 32 years of doing this. Contrarian thinking gets the cash in this game. Take Cincinnati and lay that point.
All right, well, the Ravens haven't been very good against the Bengals of late. 3-7-1 against the spread, including 1-4 ATS here in Cincinnati. They are playing great football right now, and what's impressive is the balance on offense. 9th in the NFL in passing, 7th in rushing. The run defense is terrific as usual. And you got this Cincinnati team. What stands out about the Bengals is this defense, which has been so dominant the last 3 years, top 7 in the NFL every year. They've completely fallen off the map. Now they're ranked 27th against the pass. They can't stop the run. So, Zach, what the hell's going on here in Cincinnati?
You know what? I think it's a little bit of overreaction, like Harvard was saying. My play is also going to be on the Cincinnati Bengals here, and they've had 2 losses. One against the New England Patriots team that had destroy on their mind at home, and they got that destroy win. Their second loss just came last week against the Colts, and there's a team in Indianapolis that nobody's talking about. They've handled teams at home. They beat this Baltimore team just a few weeks ago and destroyed them. It wasn't even as close as the score was. So Cincinnati, obviously, Andy Dalton's not as good when he has A.J. Green out of the lineup. Who knows if he's going to play? But there's still some talent with Mohamed Sanu and other players. They've got some good tailbacks. And a key with Baltimore, they've been getting these big wins, but who have their opponents been? Joe Flacco has been throwing all over teams such as Carolina, such as Atlanta. And the NFC North is the worst division in football, and people are buying what they're seeing. Joe Flacco throwing the football, chucking the football around. He's having a field day against those pass defenses. But what happens when you play divisional opponents that know your strengths, know your weaknesses? They're going to attack that. Marvin Lewis has been a head coach in Cincinnati for 10 years. This is a home game. And honestly, if Cincinnati would have won that, let's not forget about that tiebreaker they had against Carolina, they'd be 4-2 right now. So let's take Cincinnati. I definitely see Joe Flacco. He's been a starting quarterback for 6 years now, and we've seen these hot and cold streaks from him throughout his career. It can't be any hotter than he's been right now in the last 2 to 3 weeks. He's been probably the best quarterback in football, and he's making throws that they're not there. It's like Brett Favre back in the day. He would just chuck these throws up, and they're just perfect rhythm throws to Steve Smith, his tight end, and I'm surprised that he hasn't been featured on ESPN for these throws, but they're phenomenal throws. But this week they play against Cincinnati, not the NFC South, and it's going to be a different story. Definitely take Cincinnati this week.
All right, well, I'm going to hone in here on the total. You know, the Bengals defense is really struggling of late. And the Ravens, the one weak spot on defense is the secondary. They're 24th rated against the pass. And when the Bengals come off a game where they score 15 points or less, they're off that 27-0 loss to the Colts. They're 14-4 over the total that next game. So this could be a more of an offensive game than the public and the odds makers expect.